Greetings. Your supervisor has determined that in order to complete your required duties, you will need access to some of our country's most sensitive information. This is called a need to know. For the next 15 minutes, we will be discussing how to properly access, handle, store, transport, and destroy classified information. Let's get started. The reason that you are able to access classified information is that you were determined eligible for access by a Central Adjudication Facility, or CAF. This agency made the determination based off adjudication guidelines that they applied to the background investigation that was conducted on you by the Office of Personnel Management. In order to maintain your eligibility for access to classified information, it is crucial that you adhere to the 13 adjudicative guidelines upon which your eligibility was based. Loss of your eligibility will require immediate removal from classified access, sensitive duties, and occupying a sensitive position. The 13 adjudicative guidelines are as follows. Adjudicative Guideline A, allegiance to the United States. Adjudicative Guideline B, foreign influence. Adjudicative Guideline C, foreign preference. Adjudicative Guideline D, sexual behavior. Adjudicative Guideline E, personal contact. Adjudicative Guideline F, financial considerations. Adjudicative Guideline G, alcohol consumption. Adjudicative Guideline H, drug involvement. Adjudicative Guideline I, psychological conditions. Adjudicative Guideline J, criminal conduct. Adjudicative Guideline K, handling protected information. Adjudicative Guideline L, outside activities. And Adjudicative Guideline M, use of information technology systems. To learn more information concerning the adjudicative guidelines, please read the Security Executive Agency Directive Number 4.
The highest level of classified material that NAVFAC Southwest processes is secret. You may be exposed to confidential as well, which is a lower classification and has fewer hidden restrictions. In order to access top secret information or sensitive compartment information, SCI, you will need to not only be eligible for that type of information, which requires a higher level background investigation, but also conduct a separate indoctrination. If you discover TS or SCI information or materials in the course of your duties or on any systems to which you are granted access, please isolate the material and let your chain of command know. Classified material is offered very stringent protections in order to ensure it is not compromised. In order to physically access the material, you will likely be required to gain access to a secure room, safe, and or secure internet protocol router, SIPRNet network. To gain access to these assets and areas, you will need to coordinate with your local security management office. Your security management also will coordinate your access by assisting you in obtaining the secure room combination and alarm code. Combinations for secure rooms are considered classified and will be protected as such. If you will be accessing a SIPRNet terminal, the SMO will also help you coordinate your procurement of a SIPRNet token which allows for access to the system. Your SIPRNet token is not considered classified unless paired with the PIN code that you program to it. That being said, you should still maintain positive control of your token at all times. Some personnel will need access only for briefing purposes. If you are attending classified briefings, be aware that the information provided during those briefings cannot be shared with anyone who does not have the need to know and has likewise been indoctrinated into classified access. If you will need to use your access to attend the briefing outside of the command, be sure to let your SMO know so they can coordinate the passing of your clearance to the briefing command. Some personnel will need proximity access to classify in the performance of their duties in performance of their official duties. These personnel should become familiar with their local handling and storage procedures. Finally, some NAVFAC Southwest personnel are designated as classified couriers. We will discuss courier responsibilities in a few moments.
Only personnel with a need to know current eligibility and who have been indoctrinated into access are able to receive or view classified materials. If you are in possession of classified information and need to transfer that information to another recipient, it is incumbent upon you to ensure that the aforementioned requirements are met. If you are unsure if an individual is authorized to receive information, you may contact the NAVFAC Southwest Security Office. The handling of classified material is of utmost importance. Mishandling of classified can lead to investigations called preliminary inquiries or PIs. These investigations are initiated when it has been determined that the potential for loss or compromise of classified materials exists. Let's discuss a few of the ways to properly control classified information to ensure you are never or on the receiving end of a PI. Never release or provide classified information to someone who you are not certain has been indoctrinated into access. You can utilize local access lists or contact your security management office if you need to verify any individual's access. They will check the system of record to ensure you are not providing the information to an uncleared individual. There may be certain circumstances where you need to allow an uncleared individual or someone whose clearance cannot be immediately verified into a secure room. This would likely be maintenance personnel or a contractor accessing utilities or someone on the janitorial staff. In these instances, the individuals must be escorted under watch the entire time. You must also sanitize the room. This requires that you remove all classified material from view or access. Classified material cannot be placed on unclassified systems. If you need to transfer unclassified material by digital means to or from a classified system, please contact your SMO or CIO. Classified information should not be discussed outside of secure spaces. If you need to hold a classified briefing that exceeds the capacity of your local secure room, you will need to coordinate with your SMO. Finally, the proper handling of classified information is further specified by accurate markings. Markings on classified material indicates who classified the material, what level of classification the material is, special handling requirements designated by caveats, and when the material is eligible for declassification. You will receive a separate initial and annual computer-based training on the marking of classified.
Storage of classified material is equally important as the handling of it. Classified material can only be stored in a GSA-approved security container, a certified bulky material storage area secured by a GSA-approved lock, or certified open storage area secured by the GSA-approved lock and protected by an intrusion detection system. NAVFAC Southwest does not currently own a classified processing area and utilizes the Region Southwest secure rooms. Your SMO will provide you training for secure room administrative procedures when assessing a secure room. When assessing classified storage areas, you will be required to complete several types of forms that provide audibility for the storage containers and the areas. The SF-702 form is a container check sheet that records when container has been opened or closed and by whom. The SF-701 form is required to be completed at the end of the day for any classified storage area. There is a third form called the SF-700 form that only security container custodians are responsible for. This form is utilized to store the combinations for the GSA-approved locks, that protect classified materials.
Movement of classified material from one location to another has its own set of rules and regulations. The most common method of movement of classified is electronic transmissions via classified systems. This is the preferred method as the system that contains classified materials are secure and leave little possibility of mishandling, improper disclosures, or spillage. Classified material is also able to send via various authorized mail carriers. The most common method for this is sending secret information via U.S. registered mail. Keep in mind that when sending classified via registered mail, there are very specific wrapping and documentation procedures that need to take place. In some instances, classified carrier services can be used, but this is less common. Transportation of classified materials requires special handling and safeguarding procedures. You should only transport classified material when electronic transmissions or carrier service or the United States Postal Service are not valid or feasible means of transport. Before you can personally transport classified materials, you must receive carrier training and receive a carrier card or carrier letter. When transporting classified, you must use cover sheets for printed materials. These are standard forms provided specifically for the purpose of visually obscuring the information from personnel who do not need to know, while simultaneously avoiding identifying the classification of material found within. Outer containers should also be used that obscure the identity of the material when transporting one command or area to another. Examples of containers are briefcases, computer bags, satchels, or simply box in the case of bulky classified materials.
When classified material is no longer required, it must be properly destroyed. The preferred method of destroying classified is burning, but it's likely that your facility does not have burning capability. The most common method of destroying classified is shredding for documents. Most often secure rooms have a shredder authorized for the destruction of classified materials. If your local area does not have a shredder and you need to destroy classified documents, you may contact your SMO or the installation security manager for assistance. Classified electronic media will need to be turned into your local CIO or N6 representative for destruction or degaussing. Unauthorized or improper disclosure of classified information could have serious consequences. All potential compromises of classified information are required to be reported to the NAVFAC Southwest Security Office. Personnel who knowingly and willingly compromise classified information may be subject to several actions to include adverse ratings of record, suspensions, clearance eligibility review, employment termination, and in some cases, fines and imprisonment. Further information regarding the penalties of improper disclosure of classified material can be provided by your NAVFAC Southwest Security Office.
I hope you have benefited from this extremely important training concerning your responsibilities with regards to classified materials. In addition to this indoctrination, you will be required to take a course on proper marking of classified materials as well as properly deriving classified information. If you will be performing courier duties, you will also be required to attend courier training. If you will be maintaining a security container, you may be required to take security container custodian training. If you have any questions or concerns regarding the information covered, please contact your NAVFAC Southwest Security Office. Thank you for your time.